Magnoliidae. Today I am building a little bungalow by the creek in Brindleton Bay, which predictably I have named Creekside Bungalow. This is my first build in a series that I'm starting, rebuilding Brindleton Bay. Basically, I was seeing a lot of people like on YouTube and Twitter and Tumblr doing their own series of like rebuilding worlds in The Sims 4, and that looked really fun because sometimes I want to build, but I don't really know what I'm doing, why I'm building. Like I need an objective, I guess, when I'm building. It's a little, if I'm not building with an objective, I kind of just end up building very similar looking cottages. I chose to do Brindleton Bay because kind of a flip of a hat, / I did a poll on Twitter, put up Brindleton Bay, Windenburg, Willow Creek, and Newcrest, though Brindleton Bay and Windenburg came in a dead tie, I think like 34 votes each, adding in like some input from Tumblr. So I chose Brindleton Bay because it's a little bit more manageable. It's like, God, why don't I know this? It's like 14 lots versus like 30 lots in Windenburg. Though that means it only has one 64 by 64. It doesn't have a 50 by 50, though I don't think Windenburg has a 50 by 50 lot either. But it does have 40 by 40 lots, which, Brindleton Bay that is, which are a very interesting size to work with. I actually really like working with them. They're a little less overwhelming than a 64 by 64. Though I want to build all the huge gardens once season comes out on 64 by 64 lots because, duh, we're getting glass roofs and I only want to build conservatories and stuff. Anyways, about this build, it ends up being 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, kind of built for like 2 parents and a kid or teen in mind. Maybe, I don't know how you would remodel this to fit in more Sims. I guess if we ever got bunk beds, you could maybe somehow remodel it to include that, but yeah. Maybe you could turn the little study into like the parents' bedroom. I don't know. But yeah, so it has a study area that there to the right on the screen. That ends up being kind of like a skill building room. I put a computer in it and an easel and the bookshelf. Did I put anything else in it? I don't know. You could put other stuff in it if you want. Yeah, so I spend a lot of time on the outside of this house because that's what I enjoy more than furnishing. I wish it was more of a thing on YouTube and for speed builds to post unfurnished houses because I like doing them a whole lot more. I don't know, it's really hard for me to furnish if I don't have very specific Sims in mind, and even then, like, I kind of only furnish as I go. Oh God, what am I trying here? I was trying here to use normal tiles and then maybe put objects around them to make it look like it was like not straight and weird diagonals, but I end up not doing that, so don't worry about that. It looks mostly normal, but I did kind of want like a curved bit going away from the house to kind of break up the very like angularity of the house. And I kind of do that with most of the gardens. Kind of try to make them more organic feeling. This is me just trying to rationalize why I build, what do you call them, overgrown gardens rather than more manicured, not overgrown ones, because I just want to do it. And you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. Yeah, so here, I did not stick with that idea for very long, though I did speed that bit up quite a bit in editing this footage. What else? what am I doing here? Changing the steps to contrast a little bit more so it wasn't only like two tones on the outside of the house. And I think I actually really like how this stair bit ended up. The wood mostly matches up to a decent amount. And I think the tones, I like the color scheme that the outside of this house has going quite a bit. I think it fits really nicely into the landscape, and it's just really cute. It's a cute house, if I do say so myself. The bedrooms are pretty small, so that's why I was really saying, like, there's no way in heck that you could remodel this to have more bedrooms. If anything, I'd probably remodel it to just have one, maybe, if I were playing this at least. But I know a lot of people, or most people, I think in the community, like doing more family-based gameplay. Isn't something I personally do because I don't really do gameplay, but kind of trying to build a little bit more in mind for what other people do, since I'm not gonna probably be using this house myself. So there's a fireplace, and it's positioned correctly, which I was very happy about. That kind of ends up being the TV area, living area, and then the kitchen is in the back. I actually really like the layout of this house. It feels very natural to me. Though I did struggle so much with like picking cabinets and picking sofas. I think I cut some of that out because it just, oh my God. Ugh. On this roof here, kind of figuring out the bit of this little extension here to blend in with the rest of the roof. It's a little obvious from some angles, but I don't think it's noticeable from most. So hopefully you don't mind that. If you do, well, you can try redoing it. And here we go with the landscaping. I stick mostly with, well, no, entirely, I think, with just white flowers and green plants. Super, super overgrown. I could have sped this bit up even more. I think this is going at like 1200%. Or is that right? Yeah, something like that. It's going real fast, but it's still, I definitely could have cut this down more. But you know what? I like my landscaping, and people, not to toot my own horn, but people ask me how I do it, so I figure I should keep in as much as I can of it and show you how I do it, because then you can go do your own and give us even more lush, overgrown gardens, because those are the best kind. Summer has finally hit where I am, and the gardens are beautiful. We had a lot of rain today, and so all the flowers and everything just smells wonderful. Ugh. I hate summer, but I love it. But I hate it because I can't stand the sun, but I love it. Yeah. What else? What else can I talk about? Just layering plants upon plants upon plants here. I think I end up extending that back patio bit a bit later, and I change how this front is, the gate, and I think do I use that gate? No, I changed that gate to actually not be a gate. And what else about the outside can I talk about? You could probably put more functional objects on this front porch if you wanted. I don't know what you would do because I don't play the game enough to know what objects people actually play with. I just tend to go for aesthetics. I guess that's something maybe I should learn a bit more. Maybe I should, I keep trying to start a save where I actually play the game. And I was trying to, God, what challenge was I even trying to do? Like a combination of just, your typical legacy and somewhat of like a building New Crest from the ground up sort of challenge. And I got like, I don't think I even got a full day into it. And I was just like, nope, nope, I just want to redecorate her apartment, but I don't have money, and nope. I need unlimited funds in The Sims 4. So this is why I'm rebuilding. I figure it's a way for me to maybe explore the game, bits that I haven't touched as much, and yeah, a challenge for myself, not for my Sims, because all I do with my Sims is pose them. Yeah, starting almost to figure out what I'm doing with the front here. Admittedly, for this build, I ended up finally caving and buying the toddler stuff pack because I wanted those little tiny fences for this build, and oh, I wish there were CC fences. I hope, yeah, here we go. Finally adjusting the size of that back patio so it doesn't look stupid. Yeah, and I'm still using the CC stepping stones. I love these stepping stones. They're by Plastic Box at Mod the Sims. They're actually just objects pulled from, like, I think the world files. And so, like, you can get them to, like, stay kind of in your builds without actually having your CC in. And I thought at this point that if I took my mods folder and uploaded it to the gallery, you guys would be able to download it and have them stay, but I was mistaken in that, and that's not the case. So I end up replacing them with the ones from Get Together, which are a bit too perfect looking in my opinion, but they do the trick still. Yeah. And yeah, so there I finally changed the gate archway thing kind of coming into the lot, using the one that I use way too much from Get Together, that little pergola, I don't know what it's called. Adding another flower bed because that area looked kind of bare when I was like kind of taking some work in progress screenshots here to post on Discord. And I think we're just about done with the outside of the house for now, maybe. Ugh, I spend too long on outside of houses. What are we already at? Like, we're already, no, we're just about a third of the way through this video. Yeah, this video still ended up being a bit long, despite how much I actually did cut out of it and how much some of the areas are sped up. I am just, I am not a fast builder. I'm really learning this as I try to record myself building. Like, I see some people on Twitter being like, hey, do you mind if I post like speed builds over 15 minutes? And I'm like, oh my God, I edited this down as much as I possibly could, and it still comes out to like, I think 35 minutes of like actual building footage, and just like, how do you build that quickly? I'm so indecisive. Well, I guess I just answered my question there, didn't I? You be more decisive, and that's how you build more. That's how you build faster. But I am not a decisive person. I changed the color of these cabinets here like a million times. I think I even changed which cabinets I'm using to the Jungle Adventure ones at some point, but I think I cut that footage out. I couldn't decide if I wanted curtains on these windows. I ended up ultimately taking them out because those curtains were clipping through part of the cabinets and then the cabinets end, and they weren't clipping through those, and that just looked weird. That table took me forever to figure out what I wanted to do there, and I haven't even figured it out yet at this point. I haven't figured anything out in this build on the inside at this point. I think the floors and the walls are figured out right here. And that's it. Ugh. Whatever. Maybe for doing this rebuilding challenge for myself, maybe I will become a more decisive person, or maybe I'll become even less decisive. Who knows? Who knows? Not me. I'll probably become less decisive. Let's be honest. Ugh. Nope. This isn't the final color yet either. Maybe we'll get there in a moment. I like how I separated though this kitchen from the rest of the living area. This is not how I separate it. I probably could have cut out me changing the color of these cabinets a million times. Here we go. Yeah, this is, nope, nope, this isn't how I separate it. In just a moment here, maybe, yes, there we go. I've seen other people do this too. Like it makes a very nice built-in look, especially using that paneling. I think that's from Parenthood. Yeah. This living area ends up being a little bit squashed. I was initially going to put it where I put the skill building room, but that just felt really disjointed then from the kitchen. Like I wouldn't like that layout personally in real life, but I don't know. I mean, in The Sims, do you really need like this area to be that much larger? I mean, it's got 4 seats technically for people to sit down on. It ends up having a coffee table. You've got your TV, you've got a fireplace. The TV might be a little too close to the fireplace in the end. I'm not really, I haven't personally ever had fireplaces catch stuff on fire in The Sims. But I've heard a lot about it. So if that's something that does happen, you might want to rearrange stuff in there. Yeah, sorry about that, if that is a thing, indeed. And I do laundry in this build too, because that feels like a very family-focused thing to me. Like this is not the kind of family that would like, have their laundry, sent out to be done or something. This is, a good homey family, I imagine, lives in this house. So they have they do have a dishwasher, but they have a washing machine in the kitchen, a la most of the world. That is not the United States, but it makes a lot of sense to me. And then they have a drying rack outside because that felt appropriate, and I didn't know where else to put a drying machine, whatever those are called. Dryers, that's the word. Um, what else can I say? I end up moving some of this clutter around when I was testing this house, so it won't look exactly like this. Trying to think if I had edited it at the point that I took the fly-through shots. I think I had, so like, I think at that point I had a plant on top of the washer. That one there, that ends up having to be moved because somehow that it was blocking. I guess because it's raised, the game is like recognizing it as being in the way or something of the washing machine. But yeah, so that has to be moved. I really wanted to get those dried herbs, dried flowers from Laundry Day in this build somewhere, but nowhere felt appropriate. I guess I could have like redone something to make it feel appropriate, but I just don't put them in. But side note, if you want to put them in, you should put them in because I think they'd look super cute in this build because there's a million flowers outside. Like you would probably do something with some of those. Basically this house, well, yeah, any of my houses, I just put too many plants and flowers and everything of that nature in because because I live vicariously, I guess, through The Sims. That's the reason why. No, I haven't decided even yet after I just went through how many like couches there and chairs and here we go. Okay, is this, I think, no, that might be the final. I can't remember actually what I go with at this point. It might be what stays. That's not the rug that stays. Get something a tiny bit more interesting in there. I think I use ones from Jungle Adventure. Or do I use ones from Laundry Day? A lot of Laundry Day, I think, in Jungle Adventure. What else did I say is important for this pack? Get Together. If you want all the plants on the outside, probably Romantic Garden. Definitely Parenthood for the windows. And, well, Cats and Dog, obviously, because this is rebuilding Brindleton Bay. And I use a lot of the Cats and Dog windows, too. What else is like important for this build? maybe actually toddlers, since I use the fence around the outside and I end up using the grill too, and a few, I think, deco objects. I like how I did these curtains though, kind of like how they have a sheer and then the normal, because like this room would get super sunny and probably really, really hot if it were actually a room. So you would want to close those at some point, conserve some energy and not sweat yourself out. Yeah. I also really wanted this room to be like a split level down, but the shadows were just messing up really weird in a way that I've never had happen when I do split leveling. And then when I swear I haven't tested this out since this build. When I've done split leveling before, I don't tend to have the foundation has to be the same on the outside and the inside of it. And I don't know if my game just wasn't properly still recognizing it as a room when I had, what's it called, the floor taken out. But so like the more foundation that I have on the outside that juts out a bit more, I had to have that on the inside, or I had to change the foundation on both sides. So yeah, I just end up keeping it the same level. I think it would make a lot more sense if it were a step down or somehow the elevation changed, but that's not possible right now in The Sims 4. Maybe someday we'll get the, capability to do different levels of foundation on the same lot. Like, please, please, please. There was that Twitter post a while ago. I think it was a Twitter post, or maybe somebody on Twitter just posted about it from somewhere else, and somebody just like showing like how it could work. Like, we have the room tool, like we have the capability to recognize houses as opposed to lots. Like, come on, there's gotta be a way to do the game mechanics. I don't know anything about game mechanics. I know a little bit about coding, but not much about game mechanics. But like, please, 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 please. It would just elevate. Ha 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 ha. Elevate. It would elevate builds so much to be able to do that. Like, I've been watching a lot of Sims 3 speed builds. I like to watch a lot of speed builds before I go to bed. I guess it's like my what's that called? The thing where people like listen to sounds. It's like some sort of synesthesia. I can't think of what it's called right now for the life of me, and I don't really want to stop this voiceover and go look it up, though I kind of do, but it's kind of like that for me. It helps me fall asleep, but a lot of Sims 4 builders have all migrated to Twitch, which I totally understand, but so there's not as much of them, so I've just been watching old Sims 3 videos, and just, oh my god, this terrain editing, oh, it looks so wonderful. I want it. I want it. I can understand why you wouldn't put it in a game, because probably most people are not going to use it. Like, only hardcore builders are going to use it because it looks super complicated, but oh my god, it looks so good. I want it. At least we're getting glass roofs. I mean, I can't complain that much. We're getting glass roofs, even better gardening, which, if you know anything about me, I am super hyped for a revamped gardening system. Our plants are going to bloom in, the appropriate weather, and oh my gosh, I might actually have to play the game. I've done the gardening actually all the way through. I haven't actually completed most skills, but that is one that I have in my main save, actually, before I kind of abandoned it and only kind of posed screenshots. Yeah, we're back on the outside a little bit there. That's okay. I think that's where I realized that those CC stepping stones weren't going to stay like I thought they were, so I replaced them with, like I said, the ones from Get Together. I sized them down one because they looked a little too large in that area. That's why I kind of had my sim come out and pose for them so I could get a sense of scale. What was I talking about? Oh my god, how do people do these voiceovers? Why couldn't I edit this down further? I really like this little area though at the back of the house with all the ferns. Um, I was inspired. I went on a walk of a bunch of Frank Lloyd Wright houses in Oak Park in Chicago recently, and there was a garden that just had all these ferns overflowing, and it was just, oh my gosh, it was so pretty. I want it. I just want to live in a house and have overgrown gardens, even though I don't know if I would physically be able to take care of them, but I want them because they're so pretty. I guess, in an ideal world, I would like to be ridiculously rich and be able to pay somebody a good wage to take care of my plants for me. And then I can just bask in them, bask in all the lush greenery, have, a three seasons room that I can fill with plants in the rest of the year. That's the dream. I did test out these bedrooms, at least to make sure that the beds were able to be slept in because they are pretty tight. Other than that, there's nothing terribly special going on about these bedrooms. They've both got dressers. If there's the laundry basket for the laundry, just take that out if you don't want. Or no, you'd have to take out the rest of the stuff. Otherwise, they just leave piles of clothes. So take out everything if you don't want to do laundry, or if you don't have laundry day, then obviously it won't appear. I do like the color scheme I went with in the master bedroom. It looks like it would be very nice to actually have that as your bedroom. It feels very peaceful in the end. It's kind of a white with a, what is that color called? It's like a beige, but it has maybe some purple or red in there. I'm completely blanking on what that color is called, even though I've taken color theory classes and stuff. Isn't it fun forgetting stuff? And being yeah, I completely wasted my major. Anyways, and I have the little parenthood plant there because, I don't know, they seem like the kind of family that would have their kids' artwork strewn around, even though that's the only example of that I have there. But a nice thing you could do once seasons come is it looks like you're going to be able to hang your kids' artwork, or there's a new decoration object that isn't as clunky looking as the one from Parenthood, and I think that will go great in this house. Kids' team's bedroom ends up being a red and a little bit of blue, black, and white scheme. Put the doctor toy in there for some reason, kind of got in my head that they want to be a doctor when they grow up. I think that's all I kind of do around that. I don't know if there are really any other themed objects around that. Maybe there are. I need to look through the catalog more without CC in it. But yeah, that's I think what I'm looking forward to in this project is using less CC, getting to know more of what is in the game vanilla, and yeah, I think I actually found quite a few objects that I wasn't super aware of upon this build. Well, that might be also because I got 2 new packs while getting this build. I bought toddler stuff and perfect patio. I don't know why I bought perfect patio. I don't think, did I use anything from that in this build? I think I might use one deco object. Maybe? Maybe? The little sauces. I think that's it. God, these lights took forever though to place. I've seen people complain about that on streams and in speed builds before, that those lights are really difficult to place even though they're so lovely. And definitely feel that. Yeah, but they're nice. I think it looks really nice too. I don't know, I don't think I have any footage of it. Or yeah, you should have some footage of it while I'm building. I think they look really nice when the lights are off, or that's also called when it's dark out, not when the lights are out. Yeah, but like I was saying earlier, I think this front porch, you could put maybe some more functional objects. I do have the picture from backyard stuff on there, so it seemed very much like a place you would just kind of hang out, take in the sights, sounds of the creek and stuff. Yeah, I think, are we just about done? We're coming up on it, putting some more ivy up. What do I have left to do at this point? I guess just some finished detailing? Huh. I'm done with the rooms and the inside, aren't I? Huh. Yeah, I think just, yeah, detailing. I put birdhouses everywhere. Well, two. Put that one and the one that you like can fill from backyard stuff. Oh, I'm not done at all with this room. What am I thinking? I'm gonna just put those objects in there to kind of like test that they do fit indeed. Yeah, nothing terribly special about this room. Just kind of a functional room. I don't play with or any of the life stages younger than young adult, so I'm a little bit at a loss when it comes to decorating for them. It's a little easier now that I have toddler stuff. Well, no, I don't think I use anything from toddler stuff in this room, but I think it's actually the first time I've tried doing a kid's room since getting more packs. Like I think the last time I tried building one, I only had maybe some of the expansion packs and maybe outdoor retreat at that point. So definitely having parenthood makes kids' bedrooms a whole lot easier. Probably having kids' stuff would too, but I don't have that pack because it seems pretty wasteful considering I don't play with kids. Granted, I did just buy toddler stuff, but I bought that for that fence and those lights and that stove, not stove, what do you call those? Grills. Yep. I really want to blow my nose right now, and I'm sorry if I sound stuffed up, but I don't want to stop this voiceover since it's 33 minutes. But I guess I should get to thanking you all. Thank you for listening if you have listened up until this point. Yeah, see, I put in a bit more interesting rug there. I think the inside comes out pretty cute regardless of my dislike of doing interiors. Wait, what plant? I thought that plant was there that I moved. No, I moved that still. I put a stereo where that plant is now, and then I moved that plant later. Yep, there we go. Yeah, there's a stereo. I think there's a lot to do in this house if you actually play the game. You've got the barbecue out back, you've got laundry, you've got a lot of places to sit and drink some lemonade. You can watch the TV, you could put in a game system to play with that TV. I think you could also totally put in a swing set, the swings that we're getting, in place of that drying rack there. Clothesline? I really know words. You've got gardening to do out back. I do put in some plants there, right there. There they go. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and more information will be down below. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.